Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Dominions 4. I wanted to quickly show you one of the messages that we got at the end of the last turn, stating that a deathmatch competition is scheduled in the arena. This is actually a one-on-one match where all of the different nations can send a champion to fight. The winner gets an item, but I generally don't find it to be very worth it, so I'm not going to send anybody. But you do get to watch the matches, so I get to see what the other guys are throwing around. So if you'll recall, in the last episode, the triumphant armies of Ursula took out the peace-loving natives of Old Man Mountains. We've enslaved and conquered them, and now their land is our land. Which gives me a great opportunity to show you one of the unique features of in that their provinces outside of the fortresses can recruit different units than the provinces inside of them. You see here we have a much more primitive selection of units. You have a regular Enkidu, just a fur-wearing dude with a club, not particularly useful. But then we have our archers, the only archers that can field normally. They're not amazing, but they have high strength, and so they can shoot pretty far. Then we have our typical Enkidu warrior with spear. I could see myself recruiting these guys, and our Enkidu warrior with club. Now, club does blunt damage. I think that only means that if you were to hit somebody in the head, you do some extra damage. I'll look that up and talk about it in a later episode. You also could recruit the natives, the wolf tribe warriors and archers. I don't really see that I'll be doing that. Finally, with commanders, we can get another scout, which is pretty useful. A chief, which like a commander can lead troops around, and I'm actually going to be recruiting quite a few of these guys. They're not as good as the commanders, but generally when I have a fortress up somewhere, I'm going to want to recruit mages, and so I'm not really going to have the opportunity to recruit a lot of commanders. These guys will fill that role. And finally, this is it. This is the big bad mamma jamma of the shaman. Now, the shaman is all business. He has 2 earth, 3 nature, and 1 question mark. He could have either water, earth, or nature guaranteed, and then a 10% chance of another water, earth, or nature, or potentially death. So that means if you get some lucky breaks, you could field these guys that have 5 nature naturally, or 4 earth right outside of the gate. They are business. Now, they're not good at researching. They're inept researchers, so you certainly don't want to use them for that purpose. But they are beastmasters, so animals under their control get really good morale. Now, another thing interesting to note, though, is they are not sacred. The Church of Ursula tolerates the people out in the sticks. After all, they're the largest source of our population, but they're certainly not exalted. And so, when you order one of these fellas, you're going to have to pay the full amount of 220 gold a year to support them. So, you can see that will get expensive very quickly. A shaman is a unit to treasure, not to be thrown away recklessly. Alright, so we also noticed a magic site. We found one. Produces 60 resources, and that is sorely needed. They send those over to our castle to produce more troops, which I am going to do. We're still researching. And let's get some hornblowers, since we're short on those, and some regular troops. You can see that we can produce a lot more now, because the resources from the province we just captured are being added to our current one. Okay. And let's talk a little bit about province defense. You don't have to station troops in all of your provinces to defend them. You could raise up the province defense. It's an interesting mechanic. For every amount of province defense you go up, you spend that amount of gold. For example, to go from 0 to 1, it costs 1 gold. Treasury 54, well, now it's 53. To go up 2, you get 51, and so on and so forth. You'll notice the troops that you recruit to guard the province are native troops, but they're led by one of your own. As you get to the higher levels, you recruit some of your own troops. Obviously, you could do the math, and the higher you get, the less cost-effective it becomes. But here's what's good about province defense. If the enemy attacks and you win, the next turn your province defense returns completely replenished. So they have no upkeep, and if you lose all but one guy, but that one guy survives and you win, it all comes back. So it's generally worth it, especially against the AI. In multiplayer games, when you have super combatants and thugs running around, might not be as useful, but the AI likes to throw around huge stacks of units, and that's all I can do for right now. I'm out of gold. Let's remedy that situation. First, let's get our scout back down toward the swamp. Let's see what's going on over there. Haven't run into any of our enemies yet. Can't even see any black candles. A black candle signifies that it's another pretender's dominion. Ours is spreading quite nicely. We've got one here, one here, one here, and one here. Should we get amphibious capability at some time in the future, we can take over these water provinces, but right now we're not really ready for that. So let's send Surreal Beliefs up over to the Dawnland, which is a farmland province. Should be worth a lot of money. Let's see how it goes. And I think we're good, so we're going to end turn. Alright, first of all, before we see our pivotal battle, let's look at the arena. This is where champions from the different nations are fighting against each other. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to watch it. So Agartha is another one of the nations we're playing against. They're a nation of pale ones who live deep underground. So as you could see there, the Agarthan champion, who died already, was defeated by, oh, I'm not even going to try, the Prophet from Tir na Nog. And this guy's pretty serious. He's also a 3 priest. He must be the Prophet. And of course, that's what it says. He's got amazing stats, especially compared to my guys. And Glamour, which is a really tricky special ability that makes you very hard to hit in combat. The Pale One commander, I guess, is not worth looking at since he didn't last very long. God, I keep doing this, I'm sorry. The next battle is between Saromacia and Arco. Okay, what do we got here? We have a Spirit Guide with 1 death. Pretty weak in general. One of my random Enkidus could mop the floor with this guy. And we have a Myrmidon commander who's also a Prophet. He's already in the heroic list. He's got tough skin, which gives him increased protection. And he has experience too. They must have conquered a few provinces. Hopefully I'm not falling behind. Let's see how this plays out. Oh, and the Prophet understandably won with his magical abilities. Next, we have Arco versus Tir na Og. Now, we've seen both these guys already. This is just their second battle. 2 prophets against each other. And Tir na Og won. Finally, we have a battle between Tir na Og and Satis. Now, what's Satis bringing to the table? He's got another prophet, so another prophet battle. This guy has reinvigoration. Oh, I should have been paying more attention. You can find out what the blessings are of the different gods, what magical scales they have if you look at their prophets. In this case, they get precision +2, which I believe is air magic, defense skill +2, water magic, and reinvigoration, which is earth magic. So it looks like this god has low levels of those 3. Tir na Og has attack skill +2, so fire magic, defense skill +3, water magic, and hit points +7, which is, I'm not entirely sure, maybe astral magic, but maybe earth magic, nature magic. So he's got a little bit of fire, a little bit of water, and a lot of nature. That's about right for that nation. Let's see what happens. And Tir na Og walks away the champion. And he is the champion of Mwyrdok, Lord of the Hunt. Congratulations to them. Now let's look at our battle and see how it goes. Okay, what are we up against here? Some basic militia, nothing to think about. They've got 2 commanders, some archers, 3 commanders actually. There's one over here. And it looks like this guy, or no, the priest, Carl, is wearing some ranger's boots, which gives him forest survival and reinvigoration and stealth boost. Not really helpful to a priest, so shouldn't pose too much of a threat to us. Let's see how things go. Oh, we're just tearing right through them. They have no chance. And they know it. You can see they're already running. I didn't sign up for this. That little group must be something different. They are. They're light infantry. better than militia in that they have a shield, and they've got a bit more in the stat department. Although he is profusely bleeding, probably isn't going to last too long. And you can see that Surreal is whacking everybody with his smite. And they're all taken off. They know better than to mess with us. Okay, so now we've subjugated yet another land for the glory of Ursula. This one is a high population, worth a lot of money. That's very good for us. We could recruit militia, light infantry, or archers, and if we want, we could recruit a priest, but we need a temple. Alright, well, let's keep the Conquest Train going. Let's get our defense up to 11, and let's get this one down here up to 11. That's where I'm going to be unless I see any enemies that are close. Our scout has discovered who is guarding the throne. It's Soulless and Long Dead Horseman. That's pretty spooky. Oh, and here's our evil black Dominion candle. One of our enemies is here. Let's see who it is. Alright, let's keep the gravy train rolling, shall we? Go back to home. Recruit another mage, the research, and some more troops. As you can see, we now have quite a bit that we can recruit. Gold is holding us back now, not production. Alright. Oh, we reached level 1 in Alteration, so we're getting there. Let's look at our battle. Okay. Oh, this is just like last time, only even worse. They don't even have a priest with them this time. The commanders are as run-of-the-mill as you can get. I just want to check and see if Surreal is a hero yet. He is! Unequaled obesity. Oh gosh, that's not the best heroic trait to get, but I guess it means he's eating well. He'll have more hit points and strength, but more encumbrance. Not too big of a deal since he's a priest and won't really be casting too many magic spells. It's kind of a shame, but I guess that's how it is. At least he's a hero. These guys are getting experience too. Let's see if... no, not yet. Oh, there goes one of my guys. They should break any minute now. So we can speed things up. This makes the battle go a little faster. Yep, the commanders know to get the heck out of Dodge. And we're now down to 41 units. And this is a forest province with good supplies. Doesn't do much for us at this point, but it's not going to do our fortress. But later, it has a slave market. We get 3 blood slaves per turn. We're not going to be using blood magic, so that's really not that helpful to us. And bad thing is that it increases the unrest in the province. And we can recruit the same units as before. And I'm slowly running out of time, so let's recruit another mage for research, hornblowers and troops. And let's get this province defense up a little bit. Now before I go, I just want to say that I've played a lot of Dominions, but I am not in any stretch of the imagination an expert, so please feel free to comment on my strategic choices and if they're good or bad, or any recommendations you may have. That not only will benefit me, but it will benefit others who are watching as well. And I'm going to send Surreal up here to finish off the conquering of my island, and then at that point I'll determine what I want to do. Still chugging along as far as magic is concerned, and we take a look at, what is it, statistics? The Hall of Fame. Looks like everybody's on there, but there's Surreal. He's 4 kills to his name, 17 experience. He could do a little better, and he will. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. Leave comments, and I appreciate it. Have a great time, everybody. See ya.